Hi boys and girls, it's Shane. Do you ever promise that you're going to do something and not actually know how you're going to do it when you start? We've got the shiny black part of this, and I've been promising, and in my head I've promised myself, but I've promised you guys that we're going to make a Tron floor, which would be glowing, intersecting 90-degree grid of, if you've ever seen the movie Tron, the floor from Tron. So we want it to be a grid. You can see the black lights reacting off of there that are going to glow in the black light. I don't actually know how I'm going to do this, or at least I didn't up until 2 days ago. I've been promising this for weeks, and I now think I know how I'm going to do it. Let's see how it turns out. So I found this gadget for $139. It has these rollers, and it's supposed to allow tape to come down across this roller and then back up this way and onto the floor. Then we should be able to set a chalk line and follow the chalk line with this, and it'll put one stripe on this side and one stripe on this side. The chalk I'm going to be using with this has high visibility, and it actually is fluorescing in the black light. Can you see it glowing? I think it's going to show up very nicely on these black floors. Oh yeah, that should be very easy to see. My first step is to figure out how far apart the lines go. So do I want them narrow or do I want them wider? If I do them wider, I don't have to do as many, but also will it look as good? So we need to decide how wide do we want these lines to be. If you've never used a chalk line, it's very simple. It's a string that's got a winder in here. When we pull on it, the string comes out like this, and we can crank it back up. We need to shake it first, though, to get as much of that chalk onto the string as possible. Didn't have it closed all the way. Let's try that again. There we go. Shake, 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 shake. All right, now when we pull the string out, it's going to be coated in that bright orange chalk. Had to get some help from my son.
Hello.
So we stretch this across. Down here, see my blue? That's where we're going to drop this line. Now we reach out and grab it, lifting it up off the ground, and smack it like that. See, then when we move the string, we have a line. Now we've got a series of fluorescent chalk lines. These are all parallel to each other and go from one side to the other. After some basic assembly, I think I've got this figured out. I'm going to stretch the tape across this way and across this way. So I'm going to look through this little hole and see how I can try to keep my line. Like right now, the line is there. I think that'll keep me centered on this as I go. And then this is going to roll over the tape and put it down at the same thickness, in theory. I've never done this before. How straight will these end up being when I'm done? I have no idea yet. That looks pretty straight and consistent, actually. That's better than I expected. Even if you don't know how to do something, don't be afraid to try it. Imagine if, Alexander Graham Bell was like, well, I don't know how to make telephones. I'm not even going to try it. Like, I don't have a school class certification that says I'm allowed to make telephones and I know what I'm doing. We wouldn't be talking to each other right now on our cell phones. We wouldn't even, so many things came from that telephone invention. Things that we use every day of our lives. We might win at this after all. You can do things even if you don't think you can or don't know how. Don't be afraid to try something you've never done before. Especially if it excites you, especially if you have passion about the thing that you're doing. I'm not here to give you a diploma, but I am here to hopefully share some confidence in you. I have no idea what I'm doing, even right now. This is something that I have never done, and it's okay. And if it turns out bad, that's okay too. We can always try again. One of the great secrets of life I've learned as I've aged is that nobody actually knows what they're doing. All the certifications and all that, that doesn't mean they know what they're doing. That means they have somebody that's given them the confidence to believe they know what they're doing. They've gotten a piece of paper, kind of like In The Wizard of Oz, you have the part where the Scarecrow gets a diploma because he always had a brain. He just needed something to make him think that he had a brain. So what did he get? A diploma. What am I getting myself into? Is this going to work? Those are the kinds of questions you should ask yourself anytime you're doing something new and you get to about this point. But it's okay. No matter what happens, it's going to be okay. We can just keep going from here. I'll get to part 2 tomorrow.